There you hear it. Some good, loud, healthy crying. The beginning of speech. One of the most important things this child has to learn. We talk by instinct. We must be shown how. We must learn. We must be aware how important it is to teach a child to talk. Every parent, especially the mother, plays an important role in her baby's growth and development. She is a source of comfort, pleasure, and nourishment. Regardless of race or geographical background, the situation is similar the world over. While each language is different, the basic learning necessary for language development is the same. In a Japanese home, a mother teaches her child to talk in a patient, relaxed atmosphere. When her baby cries, an Indian mother instinctively quiets her baby in the same universal language known to all mothers, satisfying his need for warmth and security. Learning to talk clearly is a more difficult job than one might expect. Though most of us manage to learn this skill without too much trouble, often in spite of our parents, too many children do not. We as parents often forget how complicated speech and language is. It's important for us to understand the stages that children go through and the problems they face in order to join the human race by learning to talk. Crying is the first step. When your child cries, he cries all over. His arm and leg muscles contract, his face screws up into a knot, his mouth opens, and out comes the cry, the sound of human speech. It may not be a pleasant sound, especially late at night, but a certain amount of crying is necessary if he will talk someday. When your baby cries, he pushes the air up the throat, past squeezed vocal cords, and out the moving mouth. He finds that he can make the sounds higher or lower, and certainly louder. Most important of all, he learns that when he makes such sounds in crying, he can cause his mother to appear as if by magic, and that she will comfort him. He learns very early that crying is useful. Learning to talk does not begin when a child says his first word. It starts long before that. The learning begins when a child watches, feels, and listens to the things around him. It begins with the close physical warmth and the soft murmuring of a mother's voice that tells her baby that everything is okay and that he's loved. The exchange of smiles, sounds, and gestures are necessary steps in learning to talk.
You're running slow, aren't you? Yeah. See, now I'm happy. Just a little tired. Yeah, just a little tired.
Fortunately, a baby's first few weeks do not consist entirely of crying. A portion of his time is spent making pleasing sounds, or more accurately, comfort sounds. Comfort sounds are made automatically when your child appears happy and comfortable. Sounds that he makes will begin to feel and sound familiar, and unknowingly he will practice most of the vowels and some consonants. During these early months, your baby must be given the time to practice new sounds privately. Among the recognizable consonant sounds made by the child during the early months are p, b, t, d, and n. More difficult sounds such as ch, sh, z, o, and are not usually practiced by the child until he's much older. Lip sounds such as the p and b often appear at the end of feeding when the babies continue to suck or smack their lips aloud. Guttural sounds involving the back of the tongue like the g and k also appear at the end of feeding when there's an excess of saliva in the mouth. Your baby needs to hear affectionate talk.
You kick so nice. Does that feel good?
We should talk to our children with quiet, pleasant tones that imitate the same sounds the child is saying. You can do this when you feed him or when you bathe or change him, because these are the times that bring comfort and satisfaction. Help him associate happiness with talking, so he learns that speech is pleasant and satisfying.
There's the other one. Oh, my. Here. All done. All done now. Come on. Good girl.
Children learn best through imitation, and it's essential that parents show their child how imitation can be fun. The best way we know to do this is first imitate him. Copy his gestures and the sounds he makes. Imitate his smiles and his arm movements and facial expressions. Look like you enjoy doing it. If you imitate enough, your child will begin to imitate you. Help him along. Toss a ball back and forth. Stack blocks together. Play patty cake and peekaboo. Any kind of imitation that you both enjoy. Learning to imitate is an important step in teaching a child to talk. Most children understand words that other people say long before they are ready to use them.
Should we take the kitty and go outside? Let's go get your coat. You go get your coat and hat, okay? And we'll go outside. Come on. Yeah. Go get your coat and we'll go outside. You come right back.
Early listening provides important background experiences for learning speech and language. One of the easiest and most effective ways a parent can teach a child to listen is to talk out loud. Self-talk gives our children words to think with. Notice, the mother talks out loud, telling herself what she is seeing or doing or feeling.
Scrub it real good. Get it clean. Scrub it. Put it in the sink. I found a plate.
This self-talk is also important because it associates words with objects, words with activities, and words with emotions.
And let's wash the plate. Scrub the plate. Do you like the suds?
In the same way, parents should use some parallel talk. We should tell our children what they are doing, seeing, or feeling. Put the words in their ears at the very moment the things they represent are being experienced. Self-talk, then parallel talk, both should be very simple at first, then gradually become more complicated.
Now zip up. Where's the zipper? Here's the zipper. There. Now put her cap on. Tie her cap. Now, let's see if we're ready. Our coat's on and our cap's on. Here, we're all ready.
Let's use gesture all we can. It helps your baby understand that waving and saying bye-bye mean the same. Babies should act as they talk. They learn best by using a little body English. The child's first words could be those that have been combined with a gesture, like waving and saying bye-bye. The first meaningful word your child says might also be one that will help him get what he wants, such as cookie or calling mama. Here again, these first words are almost always repeated syllables with easy sounds. Your child will show more interest in varied surroundings and should be encouraged. Even after a child has said his first meaningful word, parents must continue to help him learn additional words.
Here's some green pop. Do you want a drink? More. It's pop. Some Kool-Aid, some yellow Kool-Aid.
Notice that what this mother said was clearly pronounced, very simple, and spoken slowly. Demanding that the child repeat what you say is not necessary. He will gradually become increasingly familiar with a new word the more he hears it.
Look at that guy. You want more pop?
Give our children speech models that are easy to copy. Let's not talk to them in long, complicated sentences. Don't expect your children to talk like adults. Take the pressure off. Let's not make them hesitant. We don't want them to stutter.
What did you do this morning?
Oh, Marty, tell Daddy what we did this morning. What did we do?
Did you find a ball?
Where did you find it?
You find the ball.
Outside? Oh, that's a nice ball. Mommy have it? Mommy have the ball?
Thank you. I'll keep it for you. Marty, can you tell Daddy where we played?
Oh.
Did we play in the driveway with the rocks?
Big rock.
Oh, did you get your hands all dirty? Did you? Let me see. Are they dirty now?
No.
No, they're clean now, huh? Because Mommy washed them for lunch.
I was so glad.
Don't expect children to learn sounds the hard way as they listen to rapid adult conversation.
Gloria had just all these little
So
puffs.
wait a minute,
and
I
I
don't
don't
want half of one.
Well, take whatever. Listen, you can have more.
No,
than
I
that.
don't have
You
one.
never eat
I
anything
don't
more.
need any more. Half of one.
Well, anyway,
My weight
had all
tonight,
have the
that's
things
all.
to eat, and he's
As babies grow, there is so much for them to learn. One of the things they have to learn is how to make each speech sound correctly. The years between 1 and 3 are very important for this learning. If your child does not know how to make a particular sound, like or make these sounds for him and let him see how each one is made. The best way to teach a little child how to produce a sound is for you to make that sound all by itself. Show your child that words are simply sounds put together in different ways. Play games which require him to listen for these sounds. For example, give him a direction to follow with one of the words broken apart, such as put on your shirt. Every parent should occasionally make errors in his speech and then correct them, or allow their child to make the correction.
right now.
Children will then learn that making a mistake is not so terrible or serious.
Bread.
This teaches the child that we all make mistakes and that we should correct them.
For Hamburgs. Hamburgs, okay. And we can use some Hamburg buns. Hamburg buns. And how about some lettuce?
Lettuce.
Lettuce. We need lettuce, not lettuce, don't we? And let's see, how about some soup? Soup.
Yeah.
Soup. Yes, and soup. What kind of soup would you like? Orange soup? How about some vegetable soup? Vegetable soup be better? How about oranges? Would you like some oranges? Okay, oranges.
Ask your child to name the pictures of a familiar storybook. Encourage expression by asking him to tell you his version of a story. You don't have to read a story exactly as it was written. Some children's books are much too complicated.
Choo-choo train. What's that? Nurse, the pig is sick, and there's the nurse. Pig go to bed. What's that? School bus. Rabbit.
Always try to use simple, short phrases and sentences with your child to tell a story.
Hey,
Choose shorter words when you can. Those he will understand and will likely imitate. When new words are attempted, encourage him to use them, even though they're not said correctly. Give his speech a chance to grow by not interrupting.
let's read the book. Winnie the Pooh lives in a house in the forest. Who's that? Winnie the Pooh book.
Teaching a child to talk should be enjoyable for everyone, especially the child, and it will. If you provide love and security, if he is given time to practice speech sounds, if you teach him to imitate gestures and actions along with speech and language, if he is not pressured to make all sounds correctly during the early years, if he is encouraged to use new words to get things, to communicate ideas, or direct other people, if you will use slow, short, simple, clear words and phrases. If his speech is gradually corrected by simply repeating words for him that he makes in error. If you casually make the same sort of error in your own speech and then correct it in front of him. If he is allowed to enjoy talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fine. I picture Daddy.
As a parent, you have the responsibility to teach your child to talk.